This is TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And the State of the Saints podcast is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Over 2 million men worldwide choose Manscaped for all their below-the-waist needs. For those that love the Lawnmower 3.0, well, I got news for you. The Manscaped engineering team has confirmed that they have successfully created the Lawnmower 4.0. The Lawnmower 4.0 gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. The new trimmer even allows you to customize your trim all through additional guards lengths, sizes 1 through 4. And looks-wise, it's sleek with a two-tone matte and gloss finish, even features a hot foil stamp, black chrome Manscaped logo. Show your more off loud and proud. Go to manscaped.com, use the promo code State of Saints, and you will save 20% off of the Lawnmower 4.0 as well as other Manscaped items. That's manscaped.com. Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast, and I have Pac-Man. Say who that?
Who that?
All right, we're here to talk about the Saints Week 15 matchup. The New Orleans Saints, they go to Raymond James Stadium, and they take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday Night Football tonight. The New Orleans Saints have been dealing with some injuries. They've been dealing with some issues due to COVID. We know that head coach Sean Payton will not be coaching in this game. He has gotten COVID for the second time. So Dennis Allen will be the interim head coach going into this game in Tampa. You know, this has been a very rough year for the New Orleans Saints when it comes to injuries and bad news. But we're going to be breaking down this game. We're going to be talking about some of the key players for the New Orleans Saints. They got some players coming back. And also, they got some key players that are out. Most importantly, the left and right tackle, Teron Armstead, left tackle, Ryan Ramczyk missing, I think, maybe his third or fourth game for this season. But the New Orleans Saints, to me, this is going to be a rough game for them. We know the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they got 10 wins this season. They really are capitalizing on something that they built on last season. Tom Brady is playing at a high level. You also have a really good defense with linebackers, the cornerbacks and secondaries of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're a tad bit susceptible to getting beat. But overall, they're a really good team. They're solid across the board. But they aren't just, unstoppable as people may think that they are. You know, the New Orleans Saints have beaten the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the regular season 3 times, so they have opportunity to do it again. I don't expect for the New Orleans Saints to just go out there and get steamrolled. I just don't feel like that's the way that the Saints are operated or constructed, especially when they're going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I'll be lying to you if I actually believe that the New Orleans Saints would actually win this football game today. I do think that the Saints are going to put up a fight. I do think that the Saints are going to try to do everything in their power to try to keep this game competitive. But I just think that there's too much offensive firepower from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And even though the Saints scored 30 points last week, it might be tough for them to keep up with the points. So the best way the Saints can actually keep this game afloat is by going out there and playing really good defense. Now, the way that Tom Brady plays the quarterback position, it kind of helps the New Orleans Saints. So the New Orleans Saints' biggest issues are not guys that stay in the pocket. is those individuals that can utilize the RPO game, which to me really doesn't make much sense. Like, honestly, it doesn't. Like, you ever thought about this as a Saints fan? Why is it that the New Orleans Saints struggle with the RPOs when they got a guy who can run RPOs and Taysom Hill at practice every single day? You would think that they'll be ready for it, knowing that Taysom Hill possesses that type of skill set. But I digress. Tom Brady stays in the pocket. He looks through his progressions and he delivers the ball. So the Saints are going to have to try to get pressure on Tom Brady. My suggestion is to try to get pressure up the middle. Maybe you want to move around David Onyemata, inside and outside, and also might want to move around Davenport on the inside, so he can be able to get, pressure up the middle on Tom Brady. Christian Wirfs, the right tackle of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, have been doing a really good job this season. Donovan Smith is a really good, solid left tackle. So those guys do a good job. So I think the best way for the Saints to get pressure on Tom Brady would be up the middle. Another thing, the secondary. The secondary has got to step up in this game. They got to go and they have to make sure that they do, be able to lock down on these receivers. And also they have to be able to tackle much better. They got to be able to tackle much better because that is the only way the Saints are going to be able to keep this game afloat. If they don't, then this game can get out of control really, really fast. And the next thing you know, we looking at garbage time, a whole bunch of garbage time stats and you're not going to be able to win anything or keep this game competitive. But like I said, I have the Saints losing this football game to Tampa. I don't think that it's going to be one of those games where I just think that it's going to be a little bit too much for the New Orleans Saints, but I do think that they're going to go out there and give it everything they have because they always do. Hello, son. Ant-Man says, who that, fam? TJ Jones, what's good? Ant-Man, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate that. How y'all feeling on this game today? I'm excited that the New Orleans Saints are playing, of course, but I just think that it's going to be tough sledding for them. I think they're going to play them tough because they always do. But, I hope it's one of them cases that I'm wrong, but I just can't see them winning this game because they're going to have to put up some points. Them folks already got their hats and shirts printed and showing on TV this morning. We know how this about to go. Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, if Tampa wins this game tonight, then they actually win the division. So I know they got to be excited about that. It's been a long time since Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the division. So yeah, look, they have a right to be excited, man. In spite of how this season may have went, these guys went out there and they did what they had to do, and they won games. So I'm not mad at them for that. Look, we all know winning the division is a good thing, but at the same time, the Saints have won the division 4 years in a row, and what has it gotten them? It got them a couple T-shirts, but didn't get them any type of postseason success where we wanted it to be, which is in the Super Bowl. Ant-Man says, we on demand on offense, but we got to make the best of it. Number wins for Jameis and Coach Sean Payton. Yeah, well, look, they got to go out there. They got to win for themselves. It's not about Jameis. It's not about Sean Payton, even though I feel like Sean Payton, who calls the plays and, offensively, I think that they might have some struggles there. Pete Carmichael, he is technically the offensive coordinator. But honestly, man, we don't look at Pete Carmichael as an offensive coordinator. We kind of just look at him as a guy that's just there that holds a title. He doesn't really call plays during the game. And if he does, it's probably like 5 or 10 throughout the game. But mostly Sean Payton is the one that's calling the plays. But I don't know, man. Maybe we'll see something different. Maybe we'll see a little bit more aggression from Pete Carmichael calling the plays. But I don't know, man. I think that Sean Payton, he does a really good job at creating those matchups offensively that the Saints need in order for them to be able to be effective against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I really want to know why Tampa fans have so much animosity against us, like they didn't just win the Super Bowl. Well, I just think that it's because the New Orleans Saints are the standard of the NFC South. We've dominated the series against them. And for the last couple of years, we dominated the NFC South. And, they've been bottom feeders for the last couple of years. I mean, I'm not trying to joke around or laugh or make anybody laugh or anything like that. They have been. They've been bottom feeders. They've been at the bottom. No real true success. Nothing really to cheer for. And, Saints have been a standard. So anytime like you can have a team that's competitive enough to go up against one of the top teams in the division, it has to make you feel good if you've been at the bottom for so long. So I think it has a lot to do with that. It's almost like I always use this example. It's like playing outside when you're a young kid and you're playing against your older brothers, and older brothers are smacking you around, beating you in a game of basketball, beating you in a game of football, doing all these different things, and all of a sudden you go through a little bit of a growth spurt. Your voice starts to change, you get a little taller, get a little faster. And now all of a sudden, like, where you was out there getting slapped around, now you can do a little bit of the slapping around. And you try to compensate and make up for all those times where they made you feel like the little squirt that was out there. And it makes you feel good, right? When you beat them. I mean, I was like that, when I was younger. I had my brother EJ, my uncles out there. They used to play basketball, and my uncles used to have a little basketball court outside their house. And me and my brother Sam, we were a year apart. We were the youngest, and man, we used to sit on the sidelines, and the only thing that we wanted to do was play. And they didn't never really pick us because we were so small. So they always used to get the other guys in the neighborhood, pick them over us. And I don't know why we always fell for this, but they used to tell us, okay, if you go to the store and get us a gallon of punch, you come back and we'll pick you. So me and my brother, we get the money, we run to the store full speed, we get the punch, we come back. They take a few cups of punch, and then they go in the house and watch WCW Saturday night. I don't know how in the world we kept falling for that, but hey, it happened. But when we got older, we started to play basketball, and you couldn't tell me it wasn't Game 7 of the NBA Finals when I played against them boys. I wanted to absolutely destroy them. I wanted to block their shots. I wanted to shoot threes in front of them. I wanted to dunk on them. Like, I wanted to completely make up for that lost time. So I feel like it's the same way with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's the standard. It's what the Saints represent. And, anytime they feel like, they're competitive enough to go and slap around the big brother, they feel, like they want to do it because it's for all those times where the Saints, really slapped around them. So I completely understand that. And I understand the fan base happiness. Josh says, my God's honest prediction, Saints 175, Bucks 3. Well, I don't know if that's going to happen, Josh, but I like that optimism. Thank you very much for the $2, man. I already think I read that. Let me scroll down a little bit. Gail says, hello, Who Dat Nation. Our team will be okay. Who Dat? Yeah, they'll be okay, man. I mean, look, that to me, there's not really too many high expectations for this football team in my eyes. I'm just happy to see them go out there and play. I don't look if anything that happens to the New Orleans Saints when it comes to success. I mean, it's pretty much lanyap at this time for me. I understand what they're up against. I understand what this season is. I mean, all these ups and downs and all these trials and tribulations that this team has endured throughout the season. I just feel like, it's just completely insane if you're asking this team to do so much. I mean, there's only so much you can do. It's so much what the next man up mentality can represent. Some people feel like, oh, man, this team is not good. And, they don't look at, the circumstances of the team. They don't see what the team has went through, and that's fine. Okay, if you want to say that they stink, fine. If you want to say that they suck, fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't fall into that category. I just feel like sometimes, when you have people on social media and they're talking about certain situations, I honestly, I just feel like they just be doing things just to do them, just to sound like a shock jock, just to go against the grain. Because I guess the national media, national sports media has taught us that if you speak out against something that's obvious, then it makes you stand out. It makes you look like you're Skip Bayless or Stephen A. Smith or something. I don't know. So people start to want to yell and talk loud and go against what other people are saying that's relatively obvious. But if that's what you want to do, fine. But as for me, I see that this team has been dealing with injuries all year long. You have quarterback position, the most important position on the field. You got the left tackle, in my opinion, the second most important position on the field. And you talk about the defense more times than not has been really good this season. But what are you supposed to do when your offense can't move the football? What can you do when guys can't go out there and win their matchups at the wide receiver position? What can you do when guys are whiffing on tackles at the whiffing on blocks on the offensive line? What are you supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with that? Okay, I mean, I can sit up here and complain and talk about, oh, this team ain't good enough, or I can just look at the fact that the guys that are playing out there, second and third strings, and in most cases than not, they wouldn't even be in a position that they're actually in. So you can yell and scream to the top of your lungs and whine and complain about the team all you want to, but if you're not looking at what's obviously in your face, then I just feel like that's just absolutely stupid. Now, I'm just being serious. If you're not looking at the circumstances, if you actually believe that if the Saints had if they had all hands on deck, if they had the majority of the top players on their team playing more consistently than not, then this team wouldn't be a playoff team. You're out of your freaking mind. I'm just being serious. You're out of your freaking mind. I don't believe that. I'm not buying it. And if you want to believe it, then fine. But not here. Not here. I'm strolling down a little bit, folks. I'm going to let me see. Animal D says we need to take L's all season. F this season, we need another wide receiver. Well, look, I think that you need to continue to be competitive. I think you need to be competitive. I don't buy into that whole you know what I'm saying, tanking a season, because honestly, what are you tanking for? This is a really deep draft with really good receivers. You know, if you're looking for a quarterback, this isn't the draft for you. But the wide receiver position, look, you can get a good wide receiver, whether you're picking number 10, number 20, or number 30. I mean, you can still get a guy that can change the foundation of your team as well as your offense. So what are you tanking for? So I don't understand that. Look, I think the Saints are a prideful bunch. I think that these guys go out here and play hard. I think that last week was an indication of that, because I think we all can remember a time if the Saints were playing a team like the Jets, they would have wet the bed. Speaking of wet the bed, what happened to my Jackson State Tigers yesterday? But nevertheless, look, there was a time where the Saints would have wet the bed against a team versus the Jets, right? But, you know, it just shows you that this team still has pride and they play for each other. And as long as they playing like that, I have absolutely no problem with that. Tyler says, TJ, it's possible we're in their heads now. We can control time of possession and limit our mistakes. We will make it good for sure. Tyler, that's true. Tyler, you're absolutely right. If you limit their mistakes, the Saints basically got to play mistake-free football to be in this thing. If you start to see guys, you know, getting interceptions, fumbling the football, it's going to be a long night for the New Orleans Saints. I mean, it's just as simple as that. If you have guys that are going out there and executing the right way, controlling the time of possession, maybe, you know what I'm saying, holding Tampa to field goals, you know, even if you try to give up a few things, you know what I'm saying, you kind of buckle down in the red zone or close to the red zone, then, you know, you can make this game competitive. You know, we all know that Tampa Bay is as many games as they win. Like I said, I still think they're susceptible to getting beat. And they always, you know, have problems, you know what I'm saying, with some of these teams in the league. Like even last week, you know, and they were beating down Buffalo, and then Buffalo all of a sudden came back on them and went to overtime. So, I mean, there are opportunities for the New Orleans Saints. Can they take advantage of those opportunities? Only time can tell. But, yeah, they can make the game competitive. Keen Arthur says, TJ, if we control the time of possession and play solid defense, we have a chance. I think you have to do something on offense, Keen Arthur. I don't think that is just the case. Like, you can't just go out there and just play defense and control the time of possession. You gotta turn those possessions into points. You can't just be out there being a 3-and-out boys. You can't be that and think that you're going to go up against a team that has a high-powered offense that can really just put points on you at the drop of a hat. You got to go out there, not only control the time of possession, but that time of possession, they got to turn into some points. If you don't, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day for them. Ramsey said, what up, TJ? The game of the week is still Battlefield 2042 Halo Infinity. Well, thank you very much, Ramsey. I appreciate that. Y'all check it out for all my gamers out there. Battlefield 2042 Halo Infinity. Y'all check it out, man. Bronze the God says, if the Saints beat the Bucs tonight, I'm talking my stuff. I don't want to hear it from any Bucks fans. Well, look, I understand. Look, you talk your stuff. I mean, if that's what you want to do, talk your stuff. I'm not here to try to, tell anybody what, what I'm saying, how they should react for a win or a loss. If you want to talk noise, talk noise. I mean that's what football is all about. That's what rivalries are all about. But to me, man, I'm kind of cool head Luke this season with the Saints. Normally, like if the Saints lose, I'm real frustrated. It messes up my week and all that kind of stuff there. Because yes, I do broadcasting. Yes, this is a podcast, and yes, I try to give to you straight. But I am a fan at the end of the day. But this season, it left me, not being the same as years past, right? I mean, I just watched the games and just kind of just go, deal with it at that particular time. It doesn't linger in my head like, like most of the games do. Let me see. Saints, number one, true, but I'm gonna blame it on the Saints. Let's see. Eugene says, the fact we're good enough, but hurt and unable to beat them is much more frustrating than if we were good enough in the first place. Well, yeah, I think that it's frustrating if you have the team, you got all hands on deck, and you're actually, just wetting the bed. I know I keep on saying that, but I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, look, as much as I like the Saints in the postseason, them boys wet the bed. There's no way that I honestly believe that these teams that the Saints are losing to, the Saints can't beat them because it's proven. They prove that they can beat them. Okay, the last couple of years, the Saints have lost in the playoffs to teams they beat in the regular season. I mean, it's frustrating. You know what I'm saying? Like they beat the Rams back in 2018. The Rams beat them in the NFC Championship game. They beat the Bucks twice, and the Bucks beat them in the divisional round of playoffs. So that, to me, that's extremely frustrating. That's frustrating to me. I'm pretty sure it's frustrating to you. I mean, even with the Vikings, if I'm not mistaken, I think they lost to the Vikings, but they beat the Vikings. They beat the Vikings. So, the way that I look at it, like, it's frustrating. But to not have all hands on deck and suffer these losses, then, I mean, I just think that it hurts because you want to see them win, but not as much. Kim says one thing about division games, you know each other, you versus me, not records, not anything. Yeah, that is true. I mean, there's not so much, that team can do that we don't know about. So the way that I look at it, like records are out the window. Slim South says, who that TJ and family as an 11-point underdog will be competitive. It would be nice to get that W. Yeah, I think they're going to stay competitive. But like I said, I just think that the offense of Tampa might be a little bit too much down the stretch. Ram not going anywhere. Sorry now. I can tell you who will be going to Ryan. Well, we know that Ramczyk isn't going anywhere because Ramczyk signed the extension. He just signed he signed like a 4 or 5 year extension. And anybody talking about Ramczyk going anywhere, man, what are you smoking? Ramczyk is one of the best, if not the best, right tackle in football. Why in the world would you want Ryan Ramczyk to go anywhere? Do good with, at run blocking. He's good at pass blocking. He's the best offensive line on the team. You can argue to say that he's the best player on the team. So, I don't know. Ryan Ramczyk, to me, if anybody stays, it would be him. Like this, like if I'm doing choices, I'm talking about who gonna stay. You know what I'm saying? Most likely it'll be Ryan Ramczyk 1, Kamara 2. That would be the way that I look at it. Or Kamara 1, Ryan Ramczyk 2. Like that's how much respect I got for Ryan Ramczyk. I mean, come on, man. Like people get hurt. Like that's not a deal breaker. Like Ryan Ramczyk has really solidified himself as one of the best right tackles in football. Guy shouldn't go anywhere. I don't think we're going to win. I hope I'm wrong. Anyway, I think let me see the matchup between CJ Gardner-Johnson and Godwin is the key to the game. Godwin will give us a hard time. Last game, I'm from Brazil. Luan, thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. All the way in Brazil. Who that? Yeah, man, that was a tough time for CJ Gardner-Johnson versus Chris Godwin. That's because Chris Godwin is a number 2 receiver, but he's really a number 1. And honestly, on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, if you're looking at it from talent standpoint, he's a number 3 receiver. But this dude will be a number 1 anywhere that he goes. And I'm not sure if he's an unrestricted free agent next year or something, but he'll end up being a number 1 receiver on somebody's team. The dude is that talented. And yes, he did give CJ Gardner-Johnson a little bit of a hard time. So hopefully the Saints watch that film and be able to make those corrections. And also, I don't know if AB is actually playing in this game or not, but he didn't play in the last game. And I think that might be very, very beneficial to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensively. Cash Black says, unpopular opinion, I think the Saints will beat the Bucs, but it will be close. Well, I don't think that's unpopular opinion, especially not here on the State of the Saints podcast. I think every member of the Who Dat Nation, including myself, hopes that you're right. If you think that they're going to win, I mean, I can't knock you for that. I mean, the Saints have beaten the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and have had their number, so I don't see why not. Kimberly says, but please keep CJ Gardner-Johnson away from Godwin. That boy got work last game. Yeah, he definitely did that. All I ask is for a competitive game. Just don't go out there and get blown out. That's all I ask. We have a formula to beat them. Just can't let the game get out of hand. If we can do it, we have a chance. Yeah, you just got to keep it competitive. You just got to keep it competitive. You just got to continue to let the defense, be able to do their thing, and you got to be able to, sustain drives and come away with points. EB Productions, thank you very much for the $9.99. Says wants to give a shout out to my wife Katrina and a Who Dat Nation. Let's pray for the best tonight. We've been at Tampa's chest for years. It's all good no matter what. Thank you very much for the $9.99. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, man. Let's just hope that we get the best out of the situation tonight. And not just be a blowout, because I don't think nobody want to see that. Let's see. Josh says, TJ, why you break into my house? Josh, I don't know exactly what you're talking about there, man. But thank you for the $2. Let's see. The Black Pearl. Let's see. The Black Pearl says, wish us luck, BMF. Or the Black Mafia family. Shouts out to Big Meech. Let's see. Daniel says, I was watching ESPN Countdown. They were saying the same thing last year. Saints don't have any firepower or enough to come out with the win. Didn't they say that last year and the Saints ended up blowing them off the planet? Yeah, but last year the Saints had Drew Brees. And we all know what Drew Brees is and who he is and what he represents. So I guess that Drew Brees can prove a lot of people wrong. But they're not wrong in this case. The Saints do not have firepower. I mean, look, we can get mad all we want to, but it's just facts. The Saints don't have a lot of offensive weapons. I mean, it's just Alvin Kamara, and that's basically it. And then now you throw in Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram goes out there, he can give you a few carries, but at the wide receiver position, leaves a lot to be desired. Outside of anybody else, tight ends leave a lot to be desired. So I can't be mad at him for saying that. I mean, the truth is the truth. Whether we want to accept it or not. Do the Saints come out on the receiving end sometimes? Yes, but that don't mean that it fixed their offensive woes. The Saints won last week, but that don't mean that their offense was fixed. Tier 1 Salute says Pac-Man is the official mascot of the SOTS podcast. Yeah, yes, he is, man. He's always around. He's right here. I don't know if y'all can hear him singing in the background, but yeah, he's always around, man. Let's see. Who that? I just got my Quan Alexander and Demario Davis jersey. I'm hyped up. Well, Joey, wear it with pride, man. Wear it with pride. Hopefully it bring us some luck today. Need to be more optimistic than pessimistic. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, look. I put it to you like this. You want to be optimistic, but you want to be realistic, okay? We want the best, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we want the best for this team. Like, we want to see the Saints win. We want to see the Saints be successful. But we know that these guys are behind the 8 ball. And if we're skeptical about that, I mean, I think it's warranted. I think it's warranted for our skepticism to play a huge role here. So I don't think that it's a deal breaker just because you look at this team offensively, limited. head coach out, left tackle, right tackle out, star wide receiver been out all season long. Other wide receivers can't get any separation. I understand completely, that's the case. So that's the way I feel about it. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's okay to feel that way sometimes. Damien says, I'm on the same way, TJ. I don't affect me at all no more. Yeah, look, it don't affect me at all. Like, I just want to see them go out there and compete. I'm really evaluating this team based on their effort more so than wins and losses at this particular point. I've been trying to find those. Can't find them anywhere. Where did you get those? I'm not sure what we're talking about there. I guess you're talking about jerseys. One problem is we are so spoiled. The Saints have a winning record every year. Yeah, that's true. Like sometimes, we expect this team to go out here and win, no matter what the circumstances is, no matter what the team is going through, we expect for them to go out there and have success. But I think that we sometimes like we get, we get blinded by some of the limitations of the team and why the Saints and team have been so successful over the years. I mean, one of those cases was a key guy, by the name of Drew Brees. And then when he retired, I think he just completely completely changed the way that this team is right now. I'm gonna take a few more, then we're gonna get up out of here, man. It's Pac-Man nap time. Let's see. DLP 2600 says a lot of things have to go right for the Saints to win tonight. We don't have the firepower, but that being said, anything can happen. That's true. I mean, anything can happen. The Saints go out there and they execute well, get a few turnovers. You never know. Roderick says, I don't think Tampa is as good as we think they are. I don't either. I don't think they're as good as people think they are either. I agree with that. I agree with that. Let's see. Do you see Bucks doubling AK and making Taysom a passer? Yeah, I definitely see that. And those check downs and stuff like that are going to be raced by those guys because they're really athletic at the linebacker position. Devin White, old dirty tail, you know what I'm saying? And Levante David, those guys are really good, at stopping the screen game because they're so athletic. Devin White used to struggle, in pass protection, but he has really done a good job at improving at that. So, that's just the way that I look at it. Let's see. Isaac West, you on crack. I don't know exactly what that was all about. But I guess you're talking about my cousin who's in here, who's a Tampa Bay fan / San Francisco 49ers fan / slash New England Patriots fan / Chiefs fan. Look, I love my cousins, man. I really do. But them boys, some side jiffers. Anybody, I'm telling you, anybody that's winning and that's on top, they're gonna cheer for them. I had a conversation. They're twins. His brother. I had a conversation with his brother. His brother says to me, I'm like, he says he's a Green Bay Packer fan. So I asked him to name five players on the Green Bay Packers, and he couldn't. Then I'm saying he's a Chiefs fan. I said name 5 players on the Chiefs, and he couldn't. All I'm saying is I ain't saying they grandstanders, but they grandstander-ish. Okay, anybody that's winning, they jump on the bandwagon and have absolutely no shame. Like they will jump on a team's bandwagon and continue to laugh at you for liking the team that you like. I don't think they fully understand the concept of being a real true fan. Like you don't be a real true fan with conditions. Like just because your team is losing, mean, oh well, they losing, so I got to find another team. No, okay. And then on top of that, you definitely don't have the right. You definitely don't have the right to say anything or talk about anybody's team if you consistently the deal breaker for you is that the team don't have 10 wins. So anybody that's going back and forth with them at any time in the chat, I just say I love them, but ignore them because they are the true definition of bandwagon fans. Don't believe me? If you go on his Facebook page right now, he got like 2 or 3 different teams that he rooting for, unless he deleted the pictures when I called him out on it. So we'll just leave it at that. Brandon says we just gotta suffocate the offense, kind of like Green Bay week 1, and we can win, TJ. Well, I think it's much more than that. We got to be able to put up some points, man. We got to be able to put up some points. Let's see. Taysom and AK, keep your heads on a swivel. Devontae tackling at knees and cheap shots. Yeah, man, that man dirty. He up there talking about these dirty, and I think he said on Twitter, these dirty player comments are laughable. No, it ain't. Like, it's amazing to me. The last 2 times the New Orleans Saints have played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the 2 most dynamic players that have been beneficial, they end up getting knocked out by Devin White. Now, the game in the divisional round when Deontay Harris was running back kicks and separate, you know what I'm saying, and splitting field position. And we know that Deontay Harris was coming back from a neck injury. If you look, that I want to say that Drew Brees drew Deontay Harris a pass on the sidelines, and Devin White just came there and hit the dude in the helmet, hit him in the head. You know what I'm saying? So we knew they was dealing with a neck injury, and all of a sudden you ain't see him no more for the rest of the game. Then we seen on those opening drives with Jameis Winston. What was Jameis Winston doing? Jameis Winston, like, they was playing really good coverage, but Jameis Winston was running outside the pocket and sliding. So what happened? Just so happened, Devin White, horse collars the guy, pulls him back when he's scrambling to try to get some extra yards. So case in point, I don't care what anybody says, Devin White is a dirty football player. He's dirty, and it's proven. I mean, go back and look at the game with Derek Carr, hit him in the head. So I have absolute, like, I like Devin White's passion, but Devin White, I don't really have respect for him because I know what he's doing. He doesn't like. You can talk about playing with passion, but if you jack on the back of somebody's jersey and jack them back, that's a horse collar. Dude had 3 personal foul penalties in that game versus the New Orleans Saints. I mean, you fill in the blanks. Dude is a dirty player. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I will say it to his face that he a dirty player, because he is. It's just as simple as that. Just because you write a tweet about it, just because you go on social media and talk about it, don't mean that you're not dirty. Dude is a dirty player. Dirty, dirty, dirty. TJ's cousin, thank you very much for the $2, says we be grandstanding. Definitely be doing that. Definitely be doing that. Steve Jerome said, TJ, you said over the summer you want to see how Bucks going to do when every team giving them all, and they are currently have the best record in the NFL. Now you saying they're not as good. Boy, you be wrong. Yeah, I said I want to see what they're doing when they give a team the best shot. But here's the reality of it. You're also playing not even playing the best teams, you know what I'm saying, in the division, because the Saints won the division. So the Saints getting all the number 1 teams that won their respective divisions. And just because, and they're not as good, and I say it again, they're not as good. Like, I'm sorry, they're not as good as you think that they are. And to me, they're still not going to go to the Super Bowl. I think they're going to end up getting knocked off by one of these teams, like the Cardinals or the Rams, one or the other. So take your pick. But I mean, I give them credit. They played the teams, they won. They won, and teams have really been giving them everything that they have. They won, they got 10 wins, but they still not as good. Like, if you think they're not the best team in the league, they're not. Sorry. I know you think I want to say that. I'm going to say it, but they're not. I can name 4 or 5 teams better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now. And that's not even hating. They're just not that good. Let's see. That center for Tampa Bay is dirty too. He grabbed Quan by the neck and slammed him. Yeah, I think he's talking about Jensen. Let's see. Messed up J-Bo's knee. Hey, TJ, I know it's not football, but LSU basketball is looking good, 11-0. Yeah, they definitely looking good. They definitely looking good. I like how people just make it seem, I like how people say that they feel like, Tampa Bay the best. Like, Tampa Bay is not the best team in the league. They not. I mean, who have they really played? Every team that they played, you know what I'm saying, that's worth anything for the exception of probably the Bills. And even that, like, come on, man. What were they up 24-3? And the Bills forced overtime? And that's what you coming at me with? Like, knock it off, man. Like, knock it off. If you got a 24-3 lead on the team and the team come back and force overtime on you, like, come on, man. Like, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at all. Let's see. I'm a Tiger fan. I remember him playing like that for LSU. He cost us a lot of possible three, and that was due to him getting personal foul penalties and letting that O remain on the field. Yeah, I mean, look, dude is dirty. I'm sorry. Dude a dirty player. He a dirty football player, and I don't have respect for him in that regard. I don't. Like, I think that he's a good player. And honestly, I don't even think he needs to do that because he's so good. But he's just dirty, man. Like, dude is a dirty football player. I know, like, you ain't about to do no stuff like that. You know, you ain't about to do no stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, if you're not dirty. And like I said, it's just amazing to me, like, how, you know, the most electrifying player or the player, you know what I'm saying, that's bringing it, or the one that's causing the most trouble always get knocked out by him. We beat the Bills, Colts, Pats, Dallas. What you mean? We ain't play nobody, but okay, you got it. Your opinion, TJ. Let me see. The Bills lost to the Jaguars. You know, like lost, you know what I'm saying, a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying, to I want to say the Dolphins, the Dallas Cowboys. Like, are you kidding me? So you think the Dallas Cowboys are good? In the NFC East, one of the worst divisions in football. I give you the Colts. And the Pats just started to wake up. So that's still not impressive. That's not impressing me. I mean, that ain't impressive. Bills was a Super Bowl favorite. I mean, the Saints were a Super Bowl favorite. You know, like, who cares? Like, who cares? Like, if somebody, they're a Super Bowl, who cares? The Dallas Cowboys are a Super Bowl favorite every year for most people. The Steelers are Super Bowl favorite for most people. So who cares? I see. Yes, Drew was the heart and soul of a team, but let the past be the past. We have to move on because Drew and the next guy, which should be Jameis, we need to get behind. Yeah, I agree. I agree. You know, he said the Bills are fool's gold. Yeah, basically. I mean, look, man, no, bruh. I like Steve, and like I said, he got a valid point. I did say that. But when you put the Dallas Cowboys on any marquee trying to justify a team being good, like, man, miss me with that. Like, for real. Like, I look, Bills, Pats, Colts, okay. All right, you know what I'm saying? You got a little something there. When you put the Cowboys up there to try to justify a good team, like, not, man, stop it. The Dallas Cowboys, come on, man. Cowboys, nah. But look here. I mean, look, if you want me to give the Tampa Bay Buccaneers respect, yeah, okay, they get respect, but I still don't think that they're that good. I don't think they would be winning the division if the Saints didn't have all these injuries. I still feel like the Saints are a better team. I still think the Saints are a better team than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the only thing that's separating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from the Saints is injuries. Period. Like, y'all, I honestly don't think y'all be winning the division. Y'all literally have to knock out, you know what I'm saying, our starting quarterback for y'all even to be in this position. And they beat y'all. We had no offense. Alvin Kamara wasn't playing. Ryan Ramczyk wasn't playing. I mean, Teron Armstead wasn't playing. You out there with Taysom Hill and a bunch of nobodies, and that's what you come into me with. I don't understand this. I don't understand the motive here. I don't. Like, are you trying to justify that y'all better than the Saints? Okay, yeah. Okay, in these circumstances, yeah. But if the Saints started the season, if the Saints had, I say 80% of what they were supposed to start this season with, y'all wouldn't be in a position that y'all in. Because the Saints are better coached than y'all. They got better coaches than y'all. And, you know what I'm saying, to me, they got better game plans than y'all. So all this y'all receiving this year is due to the fact of the Saints' woes, period. So if you want to say that they good, you want to say that they better than the Saints, whatever. You know, Like, y'all, like honestly, like y'all, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to me, you know what I'm saying, is a fan base that is so freaking desperate to try to matter to it's ridiculous. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the truth. Like, they're so desperate to matter. But I see the writing on the wall. I see the writing on the wall. Like, I look, I see in the next 2 to 3 years, you only gonna be on a show like this because you enjoy being on a show like this. It's not because your team is gonna be relevant. It's not because your team gonna be in championship contention. It's not gonna be because your team is leading the division. Look, enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy it while you have Tom Brady, and then after once Tom Brady decides to step down, y'all gonna go right back to the bottom of the barrel because Ty Bowe's gonna get another coaching opportunity somewhere. I'm pretty sure Byron Leftwich, there's a very appealing Jacksonville Jaguar job out there that might have his name on it. So it's just a matter of time, man. So enjoy it while you can. Enjoy justifying and trying to make everybody feel like y'all the best thing since sliced toast bread. But at the end of the day, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, like I don't even think about Tampa until they actually play the Saints. The Falcons are our rivals, not the Bucs. Exactly. The offense might be balanced tonight without Peyton. Crickets before Tom Terrific got there. Absolutely. Like, look, there was nobody talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, not even their fans. Then all of a sudden Tom Brady gets here. Now we supposed to forget about the last 10, 15 years of ineptitude. Like, knock it off. I'm excited about your fan base because, like I said, man, coming from from a fan standpoint, a team that's been struggling, and all of a sudden you start to do something, I understand. But I mean, look, I'm not mad at him. Like I'm looking at this right, Steve Jerome. You sound goofy. No, man, look, no, he don't. Like I said, like everything he's saying, he's right, absolutely right. Steve's absolutely right. I said that what's going to happen when they get every team's best shot, and they've gotten team's best shot, and they pass. So I'm not going to knock him. He's absolutely right. He called me on that, justifiably so. But all I'm saying is, I just don't think they're as good I don't think they're good as people think that they are. I think that they're solid, but people elevate them by talking about them and making them, you know what I'm saying, seem like they're better than what they actually are. I mean, but look, anytime you got Tom Brady on your team, I don't care who you are. And look, I feel like this too, right? I think every Saints fan in here, if Tom Brady would have failed to us while we going through this quarterback transition, we'll have that same level of optimism as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You lying if you say you wouldn't. If Drew Brees would have retired, let's just say he had one more year in New England, he leaves New England, and he comes to New Orleans. There's not a Saints fan in here that wouldn't have the same level of optimism as a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. It's just as simple as that. And I'm not even gonna hate them for that. All I'm saying is, and I'm saying it before, and I'm gonna continue to say it, that type of success is not sustainable. It's not. They're gonna win a lot of games because it's Tom Brady. They're gonna win a lot of games because Tom Brady is a very, very effective player. You know what I'm saying? He's a winner. They're gonna win a lot of games because of that. But all I'm saying is, what is going to happen when Tom Brady leaves the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? What's going to happen when Tom Brady cannot, you know what I'm saying, when you can't compensate for the knowledge, the offensive prowess, the way that he can manipulate defenses, the way that he understands the blitz? What is going to happen when you don't have that level of knowledge at the quarterback position and you have to find somebody else to go out there and, you know what I'm saying, execute the way that Tom Brady has executed over the last 2 to 3 years? I'm just saying, I just don't think that their success is sustainable. But I'm gonna say this: if he can give them 1 or 2 more Super Bowls out the deal, is it worth it? Hell yeah, hell yeah. Now, I'm just being serious. It is absolutely right. Look, I don't care how you want to slice it. If you can get a couple more Super Bowls out that deal, then you just fine. Yes, son. No, I don't like peas and bananas. That's nasty. All right. Steve says, I like how y'all so sure that we gonna fall off once Brady leaves. I do. Like I really do. Like I'm sorry. Like Steve looking at some even at like, come on, man. Come on. Like I look, y'all got a lot of good pieces around y'all. Y'all got a lot of good pieces around y'all. I will admit. But a lot of that success that y'all have had, a lot of that success that y'all have is because of Tom Brady. A lot of the things that that you may lack, Tom Brady can make up for it. We had it down here in New Orleans. Like a lot of the things that the Saints lack, Drew Brees compensated for that. I mean, you cannot dismiss great quarterback play. You can't. You can't do it. But I say this, like I said before, I'm not knocking it. I wouldn't even look. I ain't even mad at you for being up in here, Steve, because you're right. You're absolutely right, man. Look, if I can trade a couple years of NFL success, Super Bowls, why the hell not? If Tom Brady was in New Orleans, we'll be making these same arguments that Steve is today. You're lying if you say that you won't. I'm just being serious. If Tom Brady fell to New Orleans, we'll be talking like Steve doing right now. So I'm not even gonna knock that. I'm just being real. We gonna talk, but we gonna talk real here on the Steer Saints podcast. Y'all legit going to lose a Hall of Fame quarterback. There is gonna be a severe drop off, man. Pizza and bananas. Don't knock it till you try it, TJ. No. We're not gonna do that. I don't know, bro. Bucks might not blow us out. They will beat us though. Saints offense can't keep up all these injuries. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I think they're gonna be completely. I think they're gonna try to be as competitive, but I just think that the talent level is just gonna catch up to them. I live in Tampa area, bro. My boys are Bucks fans and season ticket holders. They know so. You just biased. Look, I mean, if that's the way he feels like they got a good nucleus, they got themselves a good franchise, then fine. I'm just saying I don't believe it. Let's see. I always hated TB12, no cap. I mean, look, I think everybody just has a problem with this guy because he wins a lot. Nobody likes a winner. Like nobody wants to see a guy win over and over and over again. I don't have no problem with him. I don't have anything against Tom Brady. I really don't. Do I think the NFL kind of caters to him and lifts him up because he's a part of the American dream? You know what I'm saying? A good looking, a good looking white guy. You know what I'm saying? Very little athleticism, but goes out there and defies the odds by going out there against super athletic guys and winning a battle of wits against them. Right? Good story to tell. But I mean, I don't hate him. You know what I'm saying? Like the guy wins a lot. All you can do is just respect him. Respect what he does. We can talk about the Flake Gate. We can talk about this gate, that gate, Bounty Gate, Spy Gate. You know what I'm saying? All these other gates they got out there. But here's the reality. The dude wins a lot of freaking football games, and I'm not knocking him for that. So, a lot of winning. He needs to chill. Let's see. It's easy to brag and be cocky when your team is on top, but Bucks fans will be quiet for 15 years. Let me see. How y'all think he got a lot of them red zone touchdowns, slants? Maybe if you watch Buccaneers football, y'all would know these things. Well, I mean, Steve, to our defense, man, like we're Saints fans, so we're not gonna watch too many Tampa Bay games. And the thing about it is we really don't have no reason to. Of course, like if the game on TV, Saints already played, might check it out. You know what I'm saying? But we're not going to know more about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers than you do. You're a fan. I mean, I follow them enough in order for me to be able to talk about the team. Yeah, I don't really follow them that much. Let me see. Tom Brady cheater, but nobody says anything. Man, you can't look, man. The man didn't cheat 7 Super Bowls, man. He ain't cheat 7 Super Bowls. So I don't know, man. Look, was there some sketchy things going on around Foxborough, Massachusetts? Yes. But look, the dude is a winner, and I'm not gonna hate on the guy for that. I want to be that type of person, man. Let's see. Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls, not Bucks. Y'all seem to forget that. Yeah, he just won 1 with the Bucks. Hello? Yeah. Sorry about that. I had to turn down Paxton's tablet, but we're gonna take a few more, man. We're gonna get up out of here. Let me see. The Black Pearl says we're gonna watch Flampa Bay tonight. Let's see. I think we're gonna win. Who that would be funny if the Saints win though. Okay, I understand, TJ. Y'all don't watch Buck football, but Saints fans can't sit here and say Evans not a good route runner. Help it make sense. Look, Mike Evans is a good wide receiver. You know, like he's a really good wide receiver. Put up some really good numbers. What he had 1,000 yards in his first 7 seasons. Dude is a good wide receiver. You know, I'm not saying he's not a solid route runner. It ain't come out my mouth. You know, but you know, I mean, when in that matchup versus Marshawn Lattimore, it is a tough matchup for him. I mean, he got that touchdown in the last game, got a touchdown in the divisional round. But it is a tough matchup, and it all stems back from when Mike Evans pushed him in the back of the head in his rookie season. So he takes that extremely personal. So Jason says, funny how last year everyone said Bucks would dominate and got beat each regular season game. Yeah, I mean, look, I expect for them to feel that way. Once again, Tom Brady was there, and another thing about Tampa that I think that a lot of people are missing is the Tom Brady influence. A lot of those players that y'all got to sign and stay and get extensions and guys, you know what I'm saying, being able to take this 1-year deal was because of Tom Brady. That's what a lot of you are forgetting. Y'all making it seem like, Tampa is a destination spot. The only reason why these guys are signing these contracts is because of Tom Brady. It's not because of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization. It's not because of Bruce Arians. It's not because of Leftwich or Todd Bowles. It's because of Tom Brady. Tom Brady, what he represents. He represents success. He represents championships. He represents chances at championships. So a lot of these guys are going to think about, bite the bullet and be like, okay, I'm gonna stay a little bit longer. Yeah, I might make less money, but I can win me a couple championships in the process. When Tom Brady leaves, unless you about to get somebody like Aaron Rodgers or get somebody like Russell Wilson or get somebody like that that's appealing enough to continue to have this sustainable success, then you are not going to be able to get some of the perks and advantages that you have when Tom Brady is your quarterback. I'm not hating. It's just a fact, man. When you know that you can be around some guys that's a winner, when you know that you can surround yourself with a quarterback that is going to give you the football, a defensive coordinator, defensive players that can help your job much easier as a linebacker or a cornerback, you are going to try to do the things that needs to be done in order to stay around. If you have yourself a coach that is going to put you in a position to succeed, to make money beyond your wildest dreams, you're going to take advantage of that. Tom Brady being in Tampa, Tom Brady coming there influences a lot of the decisions of these other players. You will not have, in my opinion, Leonard Fournette. You will not have, in my opinion, Antonio Brown. You will not have Ndamukong Suh. You wouldn't have Chris Godwin re-signing, Shaq Barrett. A lot of these guys decided to come back because Tom Brady was there. Okay, so once Tom Brady leaves, you don't have that advantage anymore. You don't have that recruiting tool. So you're going to really have to do something as an organization to make your destination appealing enough for guys to want to come there and try to play. But this has been the State of the Saints podcast. We'll be back later on this evening for the Saints' big matchup versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday Night Football. Please feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. Shouts out to Steve Jerome, man. Shouts out to you, man, coming into shark infested waters here, man. Still repping for your team. Shouts out to you, my brother. Thank you for being here, and all the Tampa Bay fans that showed up as well, and the Who Dat Nation always showing up and showing out. Thank y'all so much as well. If you have not already, once again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search The State of the Saints podcast. Facebook.com, search The State of the Saints podcast. Previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Anchor FM. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?